We're just preparing to live stream to Facebook. It'll just be 1 minute. Okay. Welcome everyone to the City of Capitola Mayor's Town Hall Series. My name is Yvette Brooks, and it is a pleasure to introduce our guest today from the Central Coast Community Energy Group. I have the pleasure of sitting on as a board member and have in the last year learned so much about how we get our energy here in Capitola and across the Central Coast. But I thought it would be more important for you to hear straight from the experts this evening. I this evening have from 3CE is their abbreviated name. So if you hear that tonight, that's what it means. I have the pleasure of introducing Jerry Strickland from the organization and Kevin Miller. I'll be handing it over to them for the next hour. And if we do have a little time at the end, we'll take some questions. If you are on Facebook Live, unfortunately, no one is monitoring the Facebook Live chat. So save your questions or feel free to email them to me and I will answer them at a later time. All right, without further ado, welcome Jerry and Kevin.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jerry Strickland. I'm an energy account specialist here at Central Coast Community Energy, and I manage our relationships in Monterey, San Benito, and Santa Cruz County with our small to medium businesses, as well as do some data analysis for our organization.
Hey everyone, my name is Kevin. I'm an energy programs analyst at Central Coast. I work on designing and implementing energy programs that address basically climate action and electrification on the Central Coast. Yeah, happy to be here today. Thank you.
Nice. So just to cover quickly what we're going to go over today, here are some of the questions that at the end of this presentation, you're going to know the answer to. First, who is Central Coast Community Energy? Where does my energy come from Central Coast Community Energy? What are my 2022 rate options? What energy programs are available to CCCE customers? How has CCCE benefited Capitola specifically? What's upcoming from our organization, and what resources are available if I'm currently struggling to pay my bill? And we will end with a Q&A session if there are any questions in the chat. The first thing that we'd like to cover is sharing who we once were. Since we started in 2018, we were known as Monterey Bay Community Power, since that's where our roots were formed in Monterey County. But as we've expanded, But as we've expanded communities to San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara counties, we've changed our name to accurately reflect the diversity of the region that we serve. So we are now Central Coast Community Energy, and we go by CCCE. So to begin with an overview on Central Coast Community Energy, it's good to explain what type of agency we are. We're a government agency known as a Community Choice Aggregator, or CCA in short. Cities and counties can come together and build a CCA with the purpose of sourcing the energy for their communities. The investor-owned utilities, in Capitola's instance, it's PG&E, still deliver the energy to the customers, but the CCA communities can take control over how and where the energy is generated. Assuming control over a piece of the energy revenue also allows for the CCA to reinvest in the communities through energy incentives, rebates, programs to help our customers make the transition to a clean energy future. To date, there are 24 CCAs in California serving 11 million customers, which accounts for roughly 30% of the state's energy consumption. In Central Coast Community Energy Service Area, we serve 33 jurisdictions made up of cities and counties across the Central Coast, which means we provide the electric generation service for all of these communities that you see on this slide. So how does a CCA work? Well, specifically, Assembly Bill 117 passed in 2002, which established CCAs. CCAs offer an opportunity for communities to join together to choose the source of their electricity. 3CE buys power for its collective ratepayers, and it is delivered over existing transmission lines as a cleaner, competitive alternative to your existing utility. A city or county joins Central Coast Community Energy to gain more control over its electricity needs and provide economic and environmental benefit to the community. CCCE procures the energy, which is delivered via PG&E's transmission and distribution lines to you, the customer. We are one of 13 CCAs that collaborate with PG&E in this way. By the end of this year, it's estimated that 50% of customers in the state of California will be served by CCAs. Revenue generated by Central Coast Community Energy stays local and helps keep electricity rates lower for our customers while also funding energy programs. Having a CCA is also a seamless experience for the customer. All of the billing is still maintained by PG&E, so you get the experience of having cleaner, more reliable, and competitively priced energy while still having one consolidated bill. As a public agency, we do not answer to shareholders, but instead are governed by 3 boards. The policy board makes large organizational decisions. The operations board is made up of sub-communities who focus on our budget, legal and state affairs, and our community advisory council is made up of local volunteers who want to make an impact on the communities we serve. In accordance with the Brown Act, all of our meetings and organizational documents are public, and we encourage you to participate. You can find this information on our website. Over the past 3 years, we've been able to make a ton of accomplishments. I'll highlight 2 that I find most important. First is our economic vitality. We've provided $12 million in energy programs to the community, as well as $50 million in customer savings. We also have a $25 million resiliency fund, which is our uninterruptible power supply program. So all of this translates into, just showing what a benefit we are to the communities we serve and how being serviced by a community choice aggregator supports the economic vitality of the communities that we serve. Secondly, we received an A credit rating from the S&P who interpreted our credit and gave us our score, which means essentially we can continue to enter into long-term energy contracts for lower costs, which will result in more rate stability for our customers. So that's really exciting that we continue to see these achievements continue into our future. So our accomplishments aren't stopping us from continuing to strive for excellence. We want to have all of our customers powered by 100% clean and renewable resources 15 years ahead of the state of California's state goal. Central Coast Community Energy also wants the majority of this clean and renewable energy to come from new resources. We call this our pathway to 100% clean and renewable energy. So again, by 2030, we want everyone who's being served by Central Coast Community Energy to be powered by 100% clean and renewable energy. To do so, we would achieve this through our power purchase agreements. These are the energy agreements that we purchase on behalf of and then supply to our customers. This supports our initiative of fast tracking the new energy developments into the grid. These new projects will serve about 61% of our customers' energy usage when all online by 2025. So again, we want to make sure that the energy that we're procuring for the future for our communities is not just what's already available, but we're setting ourselves up for success by entering into contracts that are new energy sources from solar, wind, and geothermal and storage projects. And we want to make sure that there's enough clean energy on the grid for everyone. So just to highlight our commitment to this renewable procurement, I will highlight a few things on this slide. One is we've contracted for approximately $1 billion in long-term solar plus storage contracts since 2018. The last bullet point on this slide is that we recently issued a request for quotes for up to 100 megawatts of front-of-the-meter battery storage with potential to island projects for increased resiliency. So these kinds of projects are fairly common, and we invite the city of Capitola to join us and in identifying key sites and similar opportunities so we can continue again to provide clean energy and resiliency to the city of Capitola specifically. So what if you're thinking, great, you know, by 2030, everyone in Central Coast Community Energy Service Area is going to be 100% renewable, but I want to be 100% renewable right now. It aligns with my values, and I want to do the best I can to be as environmentally friendly as possible. We actually have an option for people who have those values, and it's 3C Prime. 3C Prime is our 100% renewable mix. We have two energy offerings, our default, which is 3C Choice. And this is what all of our customers have, but any of our customers can choose to opt up for 0.8 of a penny more, and 100% of the energy that will run your home, your business, will be sourced from 100% renewable resources. Customers choose to do this because sometimes it's more economical to pay the opt-up fee versus outfitting their entire facility or home with solar panels, or maybe they have those projects coming down the line, but they still want to be 100% renewable right now. You can opt up to 3C Prime by calling our local customer service representatives at 888-909-6227, or visiting the website that fits for your service area. So for the city of Capitola, you would go to 3cenergy.org/opt-over-north. In this next section that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to transition a little bit into what is coming up in 2022 with Central Coast Community Energy, specifically regarding what you see on your bill in terms of your generation. In the past, we've had a model of following PG&E's rates while providing a discount. However, our new rate model sets our rates independent of PG&E's costs, with the goal of providing predictable and stable rates for over a 3-year period, simpler rates, fair rates across all rate classes, and competitiveness by aiming for CCCE's rates to be a minimum of 1% lower than PG&E's rates. So in 2022, we are going to continue to provide customers choice in their energy offerings. So by October 31st, we're asking customers who feel that they may not fit the typical usage pattern to consider a second option. First, what's going to be the best option for the majority of our customers is our default option. So this is really, falls in line with how your energy is currently billed. It would follow the time of use hours, and your energy would be a different cost at different times of the day, depending on your time of use periods. So if you are happy with your energy bill and happy with having that flexibility of being able to shift your energy usage behaviors based on the cost and the time of day, then really, you don't need to do anything moving forward. However, if you would like to consider a second option of having your energy costs the same amount at every time of the day, we're offering to our current customers the seasonal flat rate option. And customers can choose to opt into this by October 31st. So it's just a few more weeks that we have this option available for our customers. We also have a way for you to determine which option is best for you. Online, we have our cost comparison tool. Here, I have the link here, but we'll also have it in a couple slides following too. So you'll be able to go online, enter in a couple pieces of identifiable information, and the results will show you what your estimated annual, estimated monthly generation cost would be for each of those options. I recommend, as you're going to the cost comparison tool, you either have a PDF version of your PG&E bill or you have it physically with you, because again, you are going to need your PG&E account number, the last name or your business name as it appears on your bill, and finally the service location zip code that matches that account to use the calculator. This is an example of what the output might look like. So once you enter your information, a side-by-side comparison of the monthly cost and annual cost of CCCE's generation under each option will be shown. This is calculated by applying our new CCCE generation options to your existing rate plan. If this encourages you to choose the seasonal flat rates, you can click on the button outlined in yellow below, and it will take you to fill out a form online to opt into that option. If you notice at the top, there is also the option to toggle over to 3C prime. So here you can see if you want to opt into if you want the default option, all you would be opting into if you selected choose your option in the light green square would be, it would take you directly to register for 3C prime and opt into our 100% renewable option. Whereas if you chose to have 3C prime and the seasonal flat rate, that would be a two-step sign-up process. So first you would register for the seasonal flat, and then second you would sign up for 3C prime. I do want to point out that if you are currently on an E1 rate class, you will only see the default option. This is because you have delayed your transition, or you're not required to transition to time of use with PG&E. You may, and E1 is a tiered rate plan. If you try to use the calculator, it's only going to produce this single column for you. You can still compare 3C choice to 3C prime here and opt into 3C prime if you would like to do so. But for E1 customers, you are only eligible for the default rate. So if you would like to, opt into the seasonal flat rate or have a local consultant walk you through the calculator and helping you select that option, again, reach out to our call center at 888-909-6227. Or if you would like to opt into the seasonal flat rate yourself, please go to this website and it will take you directly to the online form. One last thing about the cost of service rates, or I'm so sorry, the 2022 rate options for Central Coast Community Energy is that we're offering a one-time $30 bill credit for our care, FARA, and medical baseline customers. This is going to be applied to all of our customers who are in these programs on their February bill. So this is just another way that, Central Coast Community Energy is continuing to provide benefit for our customers, and we're able to do this by pivoting to our new rate options for 2022. So recapping, next steps, if you enjoy the way that you have flexibility with your time of use options, and you like that you can shift your energy usage to do different behaviors where energy is cheaper at different times of the day, you do not need to do anything. No further action is needed. But if you would like to learn more or review more information about our 2022 rate options, go ahead and visit our website at the link on the screen and check out our online rate calculator, the comparison tool, to see if the seasonal flat rate is a good option for you. Now we are into this slide addresses the question of how does Central Coast Community Energy benefit the city of Capitola? So first of all, almost 95% of Capitola is enrolled with Central Coast Community Energy. That's, you know, over 5,800 accounts, the majority residential, but a significant amount commercial as well. In 2021, we awarded $5,000 for people who chose to participate in our Electrify Your Ride, and almost $600 to residents who participated in the Charge Your Ride program. And at this point, I'm going to hand the mic over to our programs analyst, Kevin Miller, and he'll give you a little bit more detail about those programs as well as other opportunities for the residents of Capitola.
Awesome. Thank you, Jerry. Cool. So I'm going to speak to Central Coast Community Energy's energy programs. So in general, our energy programs are funded as a percentage of our operating revenues. So our core business is to buy and sell electricity. On that, there's you know, a margin, and 4% of that will go into our energy programs budget. And this slide kind of shows you how that budget has grown over the years, starting at 1.3 million in 2018 and up to 14 million this year. In general, our programs focus on the concept of electrification, which is also known as fuel switching, or, you know, getting rid of gas and fossil fuels and replacing with all electric end uses. Combined with clean electricity from Central Coast Community Energy, it's a great way to reduce greenhouse gases regionally and accelerate some economic investment, essentially, at a local level. So on the right hand of this slide, there is a list of our energy programs. And if you want to go to the next slide, we'll actually just jump right into the first focus area, which is transportation electrification. So apologies for the hefty names there. They're very technical. The top program has been given a more branded name and is called Electrify Your Ride. I also have it on the second bullet there, where it shouldn't be. So apologies about that. But yeah, so the first program here, Electrify Your Ride, this will be our second year running this program, and it is a rebate program for electric vehicle purchases, as well as the installation of electric vehicle chargers at people's homes or businesses or member agency sites. So the next program on this list, the light duty electric vehicle public charging program, will leverage state funding from a program called Cal EVIP, or the California Electric Vehicle Incentive Program, to offer incentives for the development of public charging. So the difference here is that Electrify Your Ride will fund electric vehicle purchases and charging at your home or in a private setting, whereas the Cal EVIP program, the second one on this list, will fund public charging at you know, you could imagine at like a shopping mall or something like that. Last on this list is the electric school bus program, where we are offering funding for school districts to electrify their buses. Yeah, and so you can see the budgets there listed out. No, that's fine. Let's move on to building electrification programs. This is one of the focus areas that I'm focused on, if you will. So at the top, we have our residential electrification program. This is currently under development and is expected to be a pretty influential program, and it's the first of its kind coming from our agency. So this would be to provide rebates to customers who are switching out or replacing their water heaters or space conditioning equipment. We'd also like to target electric stoves as well, or induction stoves to replace gas stoves in the home. So this program's total budget is just over $2 million, and may also integrate some workforce development and contractor training and stuff as well to influence the local labor market. So the new construction electrification, second one on the list here, is a program that we've run 2 times in the past, and this will be our 3rd time running it, where we are incentivizing housing developers to build all electric in their new construction projects. This year, we are only going to be funding or incentivizing the affordable housing aspects of these projects. So if a developer was building 100 units and 50 of them were affordable, our incentives would only go towards the affordable housing elements there. And then, so the total budget for that program is $1.5 million. We also offer a reach code incentive program, which might be of interest to the city of Capitola. This is a program that incentivizes member agencies to adopt and codify what are called electrification reach codes that are essentially a bolt-on to the building code, which requires certain electrification measures. It's basically however the jurisdiction wants to do it, but there has to be an electrification aspect to it. So, for example, all newly constructed residential buildings, must be built all electric and have no gas. That would be a very basic example of a reach code that would affect the residential sector. So yeah, total budget for that one is $60,000. Each member agency would be able to get $15,000 for essentially staff time to implement a reach code. Let's go to the next slide, which is agriculture electrification. So obviously we have a huge ag sector here, and a lot of our big customers are ag businesses. So we have a program to help incentivize the fuel switching in the ag sector. So this program pays out companies who make the switch from gas-powered technologies and equipment to all electric equipment. For an example of what that might look like, if you had an old diesel-powered irrigation pump and wanted to replace it with an all-electric pump, you could get up to $30,000 for that project. Other types of projects might be, a tractor or a small ATV, stuff like that. So as long as it's going from a fossil fuel powered piece of equipment to an all electric piece of equipment, and you are one of our customers, of course, you can apply to get a rebate under the ag electrification program. So let's jump to the next slide. Community resiliency programs. So when we talk about resiliency, we're talking about basically power shutoffs, and not a power shutoff as if you were not paying your bills and you got shut off, but more if there's a wildfire or the threat of a wildfire and the utility de-energizes the electricity lines, we want to have our customers covered. So one of the offerings that we will be offering this year, and again, this program, the Battery Energy Storage Pilot Program, is currently under development and not being offered right now. But the idea is to incentivize customers to install batteries on their homes or businesses, and then essentially those batteries will provide that that resiliency at the customer site level. Yeah, so the total program budget this year will be almost $500,000 for that. And then we have as well the Summer Readiness Program, which provides incentives to large commercial customers and member agencies to reduce their electricity usage during certain times of the year, to basically reduce the chance that we do have to have our electricity kind of shut off. It basically is a way to help stabilize the grid during the summer months when things can get pretty crazy. Cool, so the last section is the general support programs, where we have an energy education, workforce development, and innovation grant program, which provides organizations with grants to fund projects to address barriers to electrification, and also build education and consumer awareness within the region. So we have just over $1 million for that program, and this year will be our second time running that program. And then lastly here, I believe, is the greenhouse gas inventory program, where we're working with a local planning agency to do greenhouse gas inventories for all of the member agencies. And the last slide there is the infographic for last year's Electrify Your Ride program. So I just want to call out that the information here isn't current. Well, the program is no longer open, but the new and improved version of this program will be opening mid-November, early to mid-November of this year. So keep an eye out for that. And that program will, again, that goes for electric vehicle purchases and electric vehicle charging at your home, as well as if you have to do electrical work to get those chargers installed, we'll have rebates for that as well, and also electric bicycles. So keep an eye out for the Electrify Your Ride program this year. It's going to be bigger and better, and we hope to see a lot of applications in from the folks at the city of Capitola. Cool. And I believe that is the end of my section. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, and we, really hope to see people from all walks, small businesses, large businesses, residential customers, take advantage of our various programs. We serve 95% of Capitola, so we really want you all to actively participate and take advantage of all of the things we have to offer your community, alongside of the things that you get just by being a customer of ours, like competitive energy prices. One thing that I did not mention earlier was in May and June of last year, we offered all of our customers a 50% discount on the generation portion of their bill in response to COVID-19. So if you go back and look at your energy bills, you will see in May and June that 50% of your bill was covered by Central Coast Community Energy's Resiliency Fund. And so again, that's just one of the benefits of having a CCA serve your community, is our ability to respond to what is going on in the needs of our communities. So moving forward, some local outreach that we've been doing and will continue to do is In August, we co-hosted time of use webinars with PG&E. And in September, we started presenting our 2022 rate options, similar to what I talked about earlier. We offer almost all of our webinars in both English and Spanish. Some ways that we keep in touch with Capitola is participating in the Chamber of Commerce, as well as the larger Santa Cruz Chamber of Commerce and the Farm Bureau Association. So we've got some webinars that are upcoming this week. So on tomorrow, the 19th, from 12 to 1, we are having a 2022 Central Coast Community Energy Rate Options webinar. So please, tune in. You can go to register at the link below, 3cenergy.org/cost-of-service. And you'll see all of these webinars listed online, so you can easily register, add it to your calendar. If you want more details than what I briefly provided earlier, this is definitely your time to come and ask questions. We'll have dedicated staff members there to present and answer all of your questions. I also want to highlight that I didn't go too into detail for our solar or net energy metering customers. So if you are seeing this and you're curious about how those our 2022 rate options are going to impact you, make sure you come and attend these webinars this week so you can learn more about those options. A little bit more of some field promotion that we're doing. We're continually going out to meet our businesses and our farmers that we serve as it gets safer. And so please, if you're a business who's interested in learning more about Central Coast Community Energy, I'll have my contact information at the end. I specifically work with our small and medium businesses. We've got Gabriel Ruiz, who is our key account specialist, and he works with all of our large industrial and agricultural businesses. So we definitely have staff members who are here to work and serve you. Again, just a benefit of having a CCA is that personalized relationship with the people who work as your energy providers. So we're part of the community and we want to continue to get to know all of you. Some upcoming and exciting things that are happening from Central Coast Community Energy is that we are creating a customer energy portal. So we are currently in the beginning phases of this, but in the near future, we are going to have an online portal for you to access your billing and energy usage information. We hope, to have this up and running by the end of this year. But that's just something to look forward to, and continuing checking up on our website and calling us if you have any questions. We can definitely provide this information and help you, but pretty soon you'll be able to do so independently. So we're pretty excited about that upcoming change. We also have a brand new vendor registry. So if you are a small or medium business and you have a service that you think Central Coast Community Energy as a business could take advantage of, maybe you're a caterer or have other services that you would like to have contracted out, please go online at the link on the screen and register your business. As a public agency, we want to continue and to benefit the public, specifically the communities we serve. So all of the money and services that we can get from our local communities is definitely a goal of Central Coast Community Energy, to keep that in money and investments local. So again, if you are really anything that a business might have needs for, whether it's IT, graphic design, marketing, please go online and register your business. We also have a solicitations page where we often post requests for proposals. And so definitely check out our website, register your business, and you'll be the first to know about all of those postings. Continuing on, it's been a tough year for a lot of people with the pandemic, and it's, the pandemic is still happening and people are still being impacted. And I just wanted to highlight a couple different ways that customers have access to assistance for paying their monthly energy bills. The first is CARE and FARA, which is an income qualified program, which could reduce your energy bill by up to 18 to 20%. This program specifically, you'd need to register through PG&E, but Central Coast Community Energy honors all of these discount programs. And again, as a public agency, we just want the best for our customers. So CARE and FARA is one option. Next, there is currently a program called the Arrearage Management Plan. So this is a debt forgiveness program that, again, you would register for with PG&E. So you would call their call center to enroll, but there are a couple eligibility requirements. First, you would need to be a part of CARE or FARA, the discount program that was mentioned before, have an outstanding balance of at least $500, that is 90 or more days past due, and have been a PG&E customer for at least 6 months and made at least one-time payment during your time as a customer. So what this program does is every time you make a payment, 1/12 of the debt you owe is forgiven, up to $8,000. And there are also a lot of assistance from local nonprofits. So please, if you are struggling to make your monthly meet your monthly bill payments, do not rule out these options. Look into low-income home energy assistance program, as well as the different organizations linked here. They all offer ways to assist people who are struggling to pay their energy bills. You may also qualify for the following energy assistance programs, like medical baseline. If you have a life-supporting medical device, you can receive discounts on your bill. And also PG&E has an energy savings program. So again, if you live in an older home, they could assist you to make more energy efficient modifications. So, please look into these options and register with PG&E. Again, Central Coast Community Energy honors all of these programs. Speaking of PG&E, they've been actively doing outreach regarding their time of use rate plan periods. And I just wanted to highlight very briefly and quickly that if you have received these notices from PG&E, whatever selection you made with them will be honored with us in regards to the time of use hours. And the only caveat there is if you, by October 31st, you select our seasonal flat rate, the energy generation portion of your bill will be on that flat rate, the same cost every time of day. However, the transmission, so the delivery of the energy portion of your bill, will still be using the time of use rate plan that you have opted into. So to close out, I just want to again highlight that Central Coast Community Energy is really unifying the Central Coast. So as we move forward with our new 2022 rate option, which again is providing stability and fairness and competitiveness in terms of cost for our customers, we are continuing to be a benefit and provide millions of dollars of energy programs for our customers, savings, resiliency efforts, and doing a lot of benefit for our community, for the Central Coast, which is creating one large community. Again, we have our community advisory council, so all of our decisions and things that we move forward are, powered and given insight by people who live in these communities. And we are managed by our member agencies and really engaging with our community for developing our future programs and the growth of CCCE, Central Coast Community Energy. So as we continue to grow and enrolling our last few communities, we just really, again, want to highlight that we are a part of the Central Coast and making it one big community. So we've talked about a lot of different resources and changes and things that are upcoming in the next year. So please visit our website. We've got recorded webinars there. It's a link for that. Frequently asked questions, our cost comparison tool, as well as our call center is always available with local representatives to answer any questions you may have. So please stay connected with us. You can go to www.3cenergy.org or send us an email at info@3ce.org. Again, our call center is available for you, but please reach out with any questions you may have. And if there are any questions, we can take them now.
Jerry, Kevin, thanks so much for this almost hour packed full of information, so much to digest. I don't see any questions from the audience. As I mentioned, I have the privilege of sitting on the policy board and am able to review all of these programs that Kevin mentioned. One of the questions I have is, what would just the normal person, if they were to call and have questions about the rate plans, what would that experience be like, and how would they determine which would be the best plan for them?
Sure. So the first step would definitely be to call our call center. Our representatives there are local and trained on everything that happens in our organization. So they're definitely going to be able to walk you through that in a skilled way. In fact, most likely what will happen is they will enter your information for you to the cost comparison calculator and tell you directly, hey, this is what your estimated monthly bill is going to be like on each of these rate options. They'll also go over your options for 100% renewable offering. But, I want to empower our customers that they can do that themselves as well. Again, going online to our website, we've got the cost comparison tool. So definitely go to our website. There's a couple tabs, go to account services, and on the drop down, there's cost of service rate structure. So go ahead and click that link, and then it's going to take you to the web page, which will have the link to the calculator, the link to all of the webinars. So we've got a lot of information up there, but using the cost comparison tool, I think would definitely be an empowering way for customers who are interested. And then if they have any additional questions, send an email or send a phone call, and we'll be sure to get back to you.
Jerry, when you say log in, are folks logging into with their PG&E login, or do they have to set up an account? Many of our users don't realize that they're part of 3CE. So can you tell me a little bit more about that? Yeah,
so we work in partnership with PG&E, and again, that seamless transition of having customers have one consolidated billing. So your account number with PG&E is the same with us. We even have it listed on the calculator here. If you don't mind, I could even go back a couple slides to show you what information you will need as you move forward with the cost comparison tool. Here we go. So all of this information is on your bill, and you are a shared customer with Central Coast Community Energy and PG&E. They handle all of the transmission and distribution using their lines and infrastructure and the billing, and we provide the clean and renewable energy at that competitive cost.
Awesome. And for many of our residents who are not so lucky to be able to own an electric car or a bike and take advantage of the programs Kevin mentioned, what are some easy ways that our consumers, other than adjusting their use time, what are some other programs that they, and Kevin might have touched on this for a little bit, but what are some other programs that they could participate or that the more general public could participate in and also be more aware of their energy use?
Yeah. Kevin, since this is a programs related question, would you like to take it?
Sure. So there's a whole bunch of energy programs and energy efficiency programs out there offered by a variety of different program administrators like Pacific Gas and Electric and Southern California Edison all offer specific programs that benefit their customers. So really it's just a matter of what types of choices you are looking to make to support that choice to go green or all electric. So for kind of the normal, like a homeowner or somebody who lives in a residential space, you might look to do energy efficiency work on your residence, by insulating your walls or changing out light bulbs, for example. All of those things and more will go to reduce the amount of electricity and energy that you're using in general. And then also, going beyond that, switching from gas appliances to electric appliances as we continue to clean up the electricity supply will kind of double down on your impact there, if that's what you'd like to do. But yeah, I mean, I realized the question was about which programs, and I guess I'm not giving out any specific programs other than the ones that I mentioned that we're offering. But I mean, it's all kind of at our fingertips, if you will. If you're looking to do these types of things at your house, just look it up and you'll find and there's also resources on our website as well for additional other programs that aren't being offered by us. But I would encourage folks to check out the Pacific Gas and Electric website, as well as Southern California Edison. I guess up here it would all be Pacific Gas and Electric folks.
Yeah. Thanks, Kevin. Our users sometimes don't have access to all of those websites or know how to navigate to those areas. Jerry, did you want to maybe make a mention of anything else?
I just wanted to highlight again our 3C Prime option. It is customers can choose to opt into 100% renewable energy for 0.8 of a penny more per kilowatt hour they use a month. So for a lot of residential customers, that could be, if they're very conservative with the amount of energy they use, it could be anywhere from $5 to $7 a month to, maybe they use more and it's, $15 to $25 a month. But if, they can't, make a large payment for a brand new electric vehicle or fit their house for solar, that what we do through 3C Prime is we look at your historical energy usage, and then we in turn will make sure the energy purchased to supply the amount of energy you use is bought from 100% renewable resources. And that's why there's that 0.8 of a cent fee. But it's if your values align and you want to make an impact and have, all of your energy come from 100% renewable resources, it's a really, simple option to make that choice. And again, you can contact our call center and they can start that process for you. But I know for me specifically, I think it was $5 more a month for 100% of my energy and my little 2-bed, 2-bath apartment. And now it's 100% powered by renewable energy.
That's awesome. And that's something tangible that our users can do to do their part for their community and for the greater good. Well, I most certainly appreciate all that 3Cs has done, and I have enjoyed my time on the policy board. And And with all this information tonight and the work I've seen done throughout the Central Coast, it helps me gauge and create better policy through our climate action plan within the city of Capitola, and looking at other opportunities to electrify, and dare I say it, to find areas to hold our energy, such as batteries and things like that. So there's a lot of great things coming out of this this organization. So thank you so much, Jerry, and thank you so much, Kevin, for your time this evening. I'm sure you'll hear back from us with lots more questions. And is there anything else that you want to say to wrap it up?
No, just thank you so much for your time. And thank you also for being a member of our board. We really appreciate you and representing your community.
Thank you. All right, everyone. Good night.
Thank you.